Ajahn, firstly, welcome to Dublin. It's a new adventure for yourself, a new adventure for Shelbourne Football Club. I suppose, what's the targets and goals in the immediate future? Like, I mean, it was mentioned earlier that perhaps a push for Europe would be on the cards. Is there a set timeline for that?
Actually, timeline, I wouldn't say a certain timeline, but at the end of the day, I'm very quick in life. So I'm not a guy like think too much or operation slow. In my all operations, in my all career, I've been very fast. So at the moment, we are the owner of a very important club. So when we have this potential, also there's a good advantage like uh, the Irish league uh, investors are not the main guys of the football world. So that's a good advantage for us because at the end of the day you have some rivals and they are of course very important clubs, but I wouldn't say that they are somewhere that we cannot reach. For example, you cannot reach Manchester City in England. It's not easy. But here the gap is not like that. So why not to be in a very short time a good success together?
In terms of your investment, what's the priority? Would it be the footballing side of things in terms of players? Would it be player development with the academy? Or would it be facilities both within Talca Park and the AUL complex as well?
Yeah, first of all of it. I mean, all of them, of course. But number one is the squad for sure. First of all, the team has to progress and the team has to have success. This is the like the fire of the oven. When your fire is bigger than when you cook more, it's a big advantage that the restaurant becomes full. Then everything starts going one to another. So, first of all, success on the pitch is very important, and for the success, the facilities of the playing ground is very important. So, our first target is first of all the success on the pitch. But the other ones, all of them are very important for us, of course, and we are just planning so many things in detail about our stadium and of course our fan base being bigger. So many things we gonna keep on going one to another.
You mentioned in the press conference that your goals and ambitions will be to increase attendances at Shelbourne, to increase crowds. You also mentioned that perhaps it could be a 10, 20,000
Yeah.
capacity or benchmark even. With that, would it be your personal preference for that to be at Talca Park, or have you at all investigated or looked at moving Shelbourne anywhere else?
Actually, I mean, it everything should be natural, you know. At the moment, Talca Park is okay, of course, and for the close future, I can say that there is a certain capacity can be enlarged, and if it works, it's gonna work. But if we are talking about a very bright future, if we are making our fan base so bigger and bigger, and if there is a very important limitation in the stadium that you cannot enlarge it more, so what can you do? I mean, otherwise you will lose so much energy out of the stadium. So, for the long future, there is a possibility that if everything goes very good, and this team needs thousands and thousands, we need to put them in a stadium. But for the as a medium future, I would say we just of course concentrate on talk about enlargement.
You're the majority shareholder now of Shelbourne Football Club, and the original statement said that it would be working together. Like, what is the current situation in terms of, are there any shareholders who have stepped away, and what's the current makeup of the board of management?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the team will be managed by us, but I want you to understand something very clearly. I'm coming from Turkey to a beautiful country, so this dynamics of this country is different than Turkey. So I need some people to work together to get this team to a good future. It's not like my thinking only or our thinking, because at the end of the day, there is an Irish spirit here that has to be inside the club so that they can just divert us to the correct choices. There will be so many decisions will be made, and these decisions can be only made correctly when you have the Irish side in the team. So we are keeping this Irish side of in the board, and there are so many valuable people inside the board, starting from Andrew. So they will be so helpful for us, so that we can cooperate good and to go to success together. I don't go somewhere and say that I want this this has to be done like I think. No, I have to understand the Irish mentality, and I have to adapt myself to them. So our aim is to just make a good adaptation and go to success.
We've seen Hull City benefit from many sponsorships from Turkey. Drinks companies, their club record sponsorship. Might we see similar sponsorships coming into Shelbourne?
Of course, I mean we have the advantage that my popularity in Turkey is quite big. I think I have 13 million followers in Instagram. Especially, I've been inside everybody's home last 20 years. You know, if I say you how many times I was in prime time, I would say that I think 2,000 nights, maybe in 10 years. So I'm a part of the families in Turkey. That means that all Turkish attention again. Now, if you look to Turkish trendings, again, we are number one at the moment because all Turkey is talking about this Shelbourne operation, and now this connection, I think, gonna be a connection like to build it more with the Turkish side, so that they also pay interest, and this will affect our sponsorships, I'm sure.
Are you going to look to relocate any of your people as such, kind of the new investors, into Ireland permanently, and will any new roles emerge in Shelbourne Football Club in non-footballing roles?
For sure. I mean, I have a team of people that I believe in football. So some of them will be settled here, and of course, I need some my thinking of people inside the club, and of course they have to be in inside operation. So I can say that there will be. By the way, my team is not full of Turkish. There are some British too. At the end of the day, there will be some of our people here for the operation, so that it has to be the connection with the main brainstorming team to adapt to operate here.
Final one, Acun. You mentioned that you've seen a couple of WhatsApp videos of matches in Talca Park. What's your general opinion on the atmosphere of the League of Ireland, and in particular Shelbourne?
Fantastic. First of all, I like loud sounds. And let me 1 second. Just give me 10 seconds. For example, one of them. Look now, look.
Might we see you among the fan base in the Riverside anytime soon?
I mean, I'm coming from stands, as I told you, so I'm not too far being between them. So I enjoy football when I'm in the middle of the most energetic sides. So it's not easy at the moment because I couldn't manage in Hull at the moment to go and watch the games with fans. But here, the advantage is you are not far away from them, so I'm sure that I'm going to get the energy.